Welcome to Zone 6 Picks, your go-to source for daily sports betting predictions, expert insights, and free picks across the biggest games in the NBA, WNBA, NFL, NCAA, and more. We specialize in delivering accurate, research-backed betting content with no subscriptions, no hidden fees, just straightforward betting advice you can trust. Before we begin, a quick shout-out from my partner Zone 6.
What's up, family? Thanks for tapping in with Zone 6 Picks, where we drop game picks every single day. Straight free picks, no pay for play. If you like winning, this is the zone you need to be in, Zone 6. Just show the channel some love, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell so you don't never miss a money play. Let's eat.
Let's dive into our featured early matchup. The Dallas Wings on the road, taking on the Indiana Fever. Tip-off's locked in for 1 p.m. Eastern, and the spread is sitting at Fever minus 10.5. On paper, this one looks like a mismatch. Indiana's at full strength, while Dallas is limping in. The Wings are banged up bad. Eric Ogdenboyle is questionable with a thumb injury, and they've already ruled out Maddie Siegrist, Dijana Carrington, and Tyasha Harris. That's a major chunk of their offensive firepower missing or limited. Meanwhile, the Fever, they're locked and loaded. Caitlin Clark is back in rhythm, and Sophie Cunningham is heating up. Indiana just dropped 99 points on the Atlanta Dream, and they're now sitting at 10-10, pushing for playoff position. But here's where things get interesting. The Wings have been sneaky good against the spread in this matchup. Despite being just 6-15 on the season, they've covered the plus 10.5 spread in 9 of their last 10 head-to-heads against Indiana. That includes an 8-point loss on June 27th. Yes, without Clark even suiting up for the Fever, but still a cover. And let's not ignore this trend. Indiana is 0-3 against the spread this season when favored by more than 8 points. They get the win, but the blowout covers, not so much. Dallas plays at one of the fastest paces in the league. 4th overall, and despite the injuries, they still average over 81 points per game. That high tempo helps them stay in striking distance, even when their defense is shaky. According to the latest line movement, the spread hasn't budged. It opened and stayed at plus 10.5, but the total did climb 2 full points from 172.5 to 174.5. Signaling some sharp money on a faster-paced, higher-scoring game. Don't let the records fool you. This isn't just a fade play on Indiana. It's about matchup history, spread trends, and how tempo plays into the number. We're trusting the data and backing the Wings to keep it close. So here's how we're playing it. Give me Dallas plus 10.5 to cover. Indiana wins, but the Wings hang tough and keep it inside the number. Projected score: Indiana Fever 90, Dallas Wings 82. Now let's head to beautiful borough of Brooklyn, where we're breaking down one of the most intriguing matchups on the W. The Atlanta Dream are rolling into Brooklyn to face the New York Liberty. Tip-off goes down at 3 p.m. Eastern, and the books got the Liberty laying 3.5. Let's get into the numbers. The Liberty come in at 13-6, fresh off a statement 87-78 win over the Aces, where they not only handled business, but also covered the spread, something they haven't done often this season. They're 7-11-1 against the spread. But don't get it twisted, this team is elite offensively. They're averaging 86.7 points per game, shooting almost 45% from the field, and leading the league in three-point shooting at 34.7%. Now flip it to Atlanta. The Dream sit at 12-8, but the wheels are starting to wobble. They've dropped 4 of their last 6, including an ugly 99-82 loss to Indiana. Offensively, they're still solid, putting up 84.4 points a night. But their defense has taken a hit, and they're struggling to contain elite scorers. That's a problem when you're facing Breena Stewart and Sabrina Ionescu, who are combining for nearly 40 a game. Injury-wise, the Dream are at full strength, while the Liberty are a bit short-handed. Jonquil Jones is out until at least the 22nd, but New York's depth, especially at home where they're 8-2, has been stepping up in big spots. Head-to-head, these two have split their matchups this season. Liberty took the first one by 5. Dream bounced back and won the second by 9. And here's the key trend. Both games flew over the total, signaling pace, buckets, and plenty of possessions. Betting trends show Atlanta has only covered twice in their last 8, while the total has gone over in 5 straight Dream games. The public is riding with the Liberty 72% of bets, and 91% of the money is backing New York. And the line, holding firm at minus 3.5. Final pick, we're locking in New York Liberty minus 3.5. Even with some key absences, the Liberty's offensive efficiency, strong home court record, and Atlanta's recent defensive lapses make this a sharp play. Projected score: New York Liberty 88, Atlanta Dream 83. That's a clean 5-point win, enough to cover the spread and cash us a ticket. Now on to LA, where the Connecticut Sun taking on the Los Angeles Sparks. Tip-offs at 6 p.m. Eastern, and the line is sitting with the Sparks favored by minus 11.5. Let's talk form. These are two teams that have been struggling all season, but there's levels to this. The Connecticut Sun are in deep waters, sitting at 3-17. They've dropped 11 of their last 12 and just can't find a rhythm. Sure, they briefly snapped their 10-game losing streak with a 93-83 win over Seattle. But don't let that fool you. They turned right around and lost to the same Storm team by 14. And in 3 of their last 4 losses, they've been held under 65 points. That's brutal. The LA Sparks, meanwhile, aren't exactly lighting it up either. They're 6-14 overall and riding a 6-game home losing streak. But here's the thing, they've been facing top-tier competition, and they still managed to put up points. Even in their latest loss to Minnesota, they dropped 82 while committing 22 turnovers. Imagine if they cleaned that up. Statistically, the Sun are bottom of the barrel in just about every category. Dead last in scoring 71.7 ppg, field goal percentage 39.1%, and three-point shooting 29.3%. Their defense is also at the bottom, allowing nearly 88 points per game. And they're missing Marina Mabrey, their second leading scorer, again due to injury. Tina Charles is showing signs of wear, and no one else is stepping up. The Sparks, though inconsistent, rank 7th in scoring, shoot 44.4% from the field, and get reliable production from Derica Hamby, Kelsey Plum, and Azura Stevens. Hamby's been putting up good numbers and plenty steals per game over her last 10. That's leadership. Now let's zoom in on the trends. These two haven't met yet this season, but last year the Sun went 4-0 straight up against the Sparks, yet only 2-2 against the spread. But here's the stat that really matters. Connecticut's last 6 losses have all been by 14-plus points, and in 5 of their last 7, they didn't even crack 70. The Sparks haven't been dominant, but this is a get-right spot. The Sun are down, banged up, and bleeding on both ends of the floor. Final pick, lock in Los Angeles Sparks minus 11.5. This is more about how bad Connecticut is than how great LA is. The Sun can't score, can't defend, and without Mabrey, they've got no punch. Sparks should roll. Projected score, Los Angeles Sparks 85, Connecticut Sun 70. That's a comfortable 15-point win and an easy cover. Now to close out the slate with the final matchup of the day. The Washington Mystics are heading out west to take on the Seattle Storm. Tip-off set for 6 p.m. Eastern, and the Storm are laying minus 6.5 on the spread. Let's dig into why this line makes sense and where the value sits. Starting with the Seattle Storm, they've been consistent and competitive all season, sitting at 13-8 overall. They're third in the Western Conference and have taken 6 of their last 9. What really pops is their home record sitting at 7-3 at Climate Pledge Arena. When they play in front of their crowd, they lock the hell in. Seattle's last outing, a 79-65 beatdown of the Connecticut Sun, where their defense suffocated and their offense moved with purpose. Now they didn't cover the big number of minus 17.5, but they balled and the number isn't that damn high today. Now on the flip side, the Mystics come in at 10-10, middle of the pack in the East. They just edged out the Aces in a gritty 70-68 win. Props for that, but their road record is a rough 3-7. Traveling cross-country after a battle with Vegas. That's tough. Here's where the Storm separate themselves. Seattle is 6th in scoring 82.1 ppg, but more impressively, they shoot 45.6% from the field, 3rd best in the league. They rank 2nd in assists per game and bring defensive pressure with the 3rd best scoring defense, allowing only 79.2 ppg. Their pace is a bit slower, ranked 12th, but they're deliberate and calculated, and it works for them. Meanwhile, the Mystics are still trying to figure it out offensively. They rank dead last in scoring over the last 5 games, averaging just 78.6 ppg overall. Their field goal percentage over that stretch is 36.3%, with only 15.2% from 3. That's not a typo. That's a serious issue. Their net rating is minus 3.0, while Seattle's is a slightly better minus 2.8. Both teams have flaws, but Seattle's are masked better by their structure and home court advantage. Let's talk availability. For the Mystics, the biggest news is that Aaliyah Edwards and Shakira Austin are active. On the other side, the Storm are mostly healthy, minus Katie Lou Samuelson, who's out. But the core 3, Skylar Diggins, Nneka Ogwumike, and Gabby Williams, are fully in form. Let's talk about that trio for a second. Diggins is averaging 18.5 points and 6 assists. Aguamike is putting up 17 points and 8 boards. Williams is stuffing the stat sheet with 13.8 points, 4.8 rebounds, 4.5 assists, and 2.6 steals per game. These three are all-stars for a reason. They're playing with purpose and chemistry, and they're aiming for a deep postseason run. This is the first meeting between these two squads this season. Seattle's implied win probability sits around 73%, and they've covered similar spreads in recent matchups. Washington's last 6 losses have all been by at least 14 points. This team doesn't just lose, they collapse when they fall behind. Even with Edwards and Austin back, that trend is something you can't ignore, especially on the road, where the Mystics have failed to show consistency. Public betting is leaning heavy towards Seattle. 85% of the money is backing the Storm, and the line has moved from -5.5 to -6.5 as of this recording. All things considered, Seattle Storm -6.5 is the play here. Yes, the Mystics are healthier than they've been, and they showed grit against Vegas, but Seattle is just a different animal at home. They're efficient, well-coached, and they have 3 all-stars leading the charge. Washington has struggled to shoot, and if they fall behind early, we've seen how quickly the bottom falls out. This won't be a blowout, but I expect Seattle to handle their business late and pull away. Final pick, Seattle Storm -6.5 projected score. Seattle Storm 83. Washington Mystics 76, that's a 7-point margin. Right on the edge, but with late-game free throws and turnovers. I like the Storm to edge past the number and cover. So to wrap it up, let's run it back and lock in all 4 plays from today's WNBA action with a recap. Give me Dallas plus 10.5. Injuries are stacking up for Dallas, but the pace and head-to-head trends keep this one close. Next game I got New York -3.5. Liberty's offense is firing. Dream are slipping defensively, and New York's home record speaks volumes, with the Connecticut Sun taking on the LA Sparks. Give me the favorite, LA Sparks -11.5. The Sun can't score, can't defend, and they're missing key pieces. Sparks should capitalize and snap their skid with a double-digit win. And lastly, the pick, Seattle -6.5. Mystics get some stars back, but Seattle's big 3 and dominant home play make the difference. That wraps up the board for today. 4 picks, 4 breakdowns, all backed by the numbers and matchup trends. If you're rocking with these plays, or fatting them, drop your predictions down in the comments, and let the fam know where you stand. We want to hear all your leans and locks. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to Zone 6 Picks, and turn on the bell so you never miss a money play. Let's ride out, stack some wins, and as always, let's eat.